Howdy everybody, Scooter Pickleberry, it's Florida Man Cooking, and today we're going to make some boiled shrimp. Uh, Before we get started, a little note about the shrimp. There's not a whole lot going on here. It's the easiest thing you'd ever done. It's delicious. It's a quick lunch. When we're out on the boat and we're coming back in, we'll stop by a bar and grab some once in a while, but it's even better if you cook them at home because we cook them right. There's a lot of people cook them wrong. So they're not necessarily boiled. What they are is they're heated up till they float. Once they float, we stick them in a bath of ice water and cool them, and they're good to go. And they're sharp and snappy. The only thing you can really screw up with shrimp or scrimp is cooking them too long and making them rubbery. So if you just cook them just enough till they float, they're perfect. We'll show you real quick. It's easy, it's delightful, it's wonderful. Let's talk about the scrimps. My little town used to have a couple dozen scrimp boats that were based here fishing out in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm sorry, Gulf of America. But the last few years, the flood of Asian farm shrimp from India and from various parts of Southeast Asia have kind of taken over the market. A lot of those guys have gone out of business, which is a shame because it's a tradition going back a long time, and they're just better. The ponds they farm them in tend to get full of mercury and other fertilizers and other stuff, so they're just not as clean and they're not as good, and probably not as good for you. This is a pretty low fat, high protein, nice little snack or dinner if you want. So let's get started. So we got a little outdoor cooker here thing going. We're just going to start it up and get the water heated up. As soon as we start the water, we can go ahead and throw the scrimps in. You can wait till it's boiling if you want. You don't have to. Just throw the scrimp in. And when they float, like I said, we're going to stick them in an ice bath to stop the cooking. And a couple seconds later, pull them out, start peeling them and eating them. Another thing about scrimps is people worry about the vein. There's no health reason to take that out. If you're so inclined, you can cut a slit down the belly and pull that black line out. That's the digestive tract. But in reality, you could eat a whole lot of these and that's not going to bother you. And that's I Googled that to make sure because that's how I've always done it. And in fact, the Google machine says, don't worry about the poop track or whatever you want to call it. Just eat it. It's all good stuff. So we'll get right back to you as it starts getting closer to pulling them out. All right, so the elapsed time here has probably been about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes at most. And we didn't quite get to a boil on the water, but it's getting pretty close. But we've got some floaters now, so they're going straight into the ice bath. Pull a little bit of that foam away so you can see when they float. Otherwise, they get buried in there, a little camouflage. That's no good. I think we're about to start popping pretty quick. Yep, here comes another one or two. Straight into the pot of ice and water. And once they start going, usually within about a minute, they're all done. So it's a pretty quick cook. A couple more. Again, these are Gulf of America fresh caught. They were actually, the boat came in this morning. We got a fishmonger down the street who has the last shrimp boat in the area. And I went down there and got them. They're definitely more expensive than buying the farmed crap that comes halfway around the world, but they're just dramatically better. And it's just nice to support the local fishing industry. You know, I truly believe in those guys and the hard work they put in to get fresh seafood on the table. So help them out. Do that and stay. And you can buy this anywhere in the country frozen. It just says wild caught versus farm. And if they're frozen, they're flash frozen pretty quick. They're still very fresh. Just thaw them out overnight, probably in the fridge before you try doing this. I wouldn't do this with frozen shrimp. Here we go. Getting busy. Of course, if you use a slotted spoon for this, you spread a lot less shrimpy Old Bay lemon water around, which I'm sure is appreciated by almost everybody. I think we're done. And it got to a boil just as we finished. So I'm going to turn that off. If I can remember how. There it is. Make sure I'm not leaving anything behind. Okay, now we're just going to plate it. So to do that, we take some of the world's finest plates, Costco version, and we just throw them on there, flip the ice back. Well, it starts sinking once they get in the ice cold water. That's okay. We'll just get them out of there, and I'll be back with 1 second. We'll dress them up for you. Okay, so we dress them up with a little bit of fresh thyme, a little squeeze of lemon. I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit more Old Bay on. You still got the shells on them, but the Old Bay gets on your fingers, and you get a little bit of that with the shrimp meat. And then you give them peel. Just start up here at the top. Just start working the legs out. Now, it's never fun to eat these when you realize you left some shell on, so do a double check. Make sure you got it all. Just kind of pull the tail off like that. That's a nice piece of meat. A little cocktail sauce on it. That's good stuff, man. I hope you try this. I hope you use fresh Gulf of America shrimp and fresh caught stuff, wild caught. And I hope to hear from you. Give it a try. You'll like it, I promise. Take care.